Come on, please tell me there's cheap Earthroot. Earthroot. 100 what? I ain't paying that. Awkward. Awesome, found some. Right, okay, let's make 27 weak Troll's Blood potions. That should keep me going for at least one boss fight. Oh, actually, while I'm on here, I might as well make some flasks for the raid. Oh, wait, no, can't use flasks. Can't use flasks anymore either. Only can use elixirs now because obviously I'm having to use a Guardian elixir 100 times in a fight. So I can only use my battle elixir. Right, I forgot about that. On 2 characters at once, I'm going to trade over some Troll Blood potions. I hope I don't get reported for multi-boxing. That would be awkward. Could potentially be the the future of a feral druid. Yeah, I mean, you've probably seen it already. There's been a fantastic post. Big shout out to Nerd Egghead. I mean, I'll bring the post up for you in just a second on TBC Wowhead, but I encourage you to go and have a read through it anyway, because the effort that's gone into it is really extensive, really detailed. Absolutely love it. I'm just going to give you the headline of it, which is about Troll's Blood potions. What's basically happening is when you have any change to your MP5, HP5, whatever, obviously you're going to get some energy. You're going to get a partial energy tick. So basically what's been found is you'll power shift in with a weak Troll's Blood potion on you, which is a Guardian elixir, by the way. So you won't be able to use a useful Guardian elixir. You won't be able to use flasks because you'll have to use your battle elixir, which is the agility one with crit, which, you know, that's absolutely fine anyway. But basically you'll shift in putting that on, and then when you need the energy tick to shred, you'll remove it. So I've made a couple of macros and I've been playing about with it in game, and I'll talk you through how it works. But ultimately, I mean, this is terrible. You know, when I say it's terrible, it's a great find. I mean, massive shout out to the Druid community, the feral community, the Discord community, you know, who actually found this out and sort of then started working with it. I mean, it's great, and it's a great workaround, but the sheer amount of bag space, the amount of farming you're going to have to do for Earthroot and stuff to actually maintain, you know, this amount of potions is it's ludicrous, and it's obviously going to have to change. On the basis that it's made it to front page on Wowhead, I'd imagine something's going to be said by Blizzard at some point. Obviously, we've all been doing our best, whatever we can, whether it's talking to the community manager or, you know, posting on the forums or doing absolutely, you know, we've been doing everything we can to get some attention around how Feral actually is performing at the moment in the pre-patch and going into TBC, obviously. But this is a change which, don't get me wrong, this is the thing about the Feral community. We do whatever we need to do. You know, if this is what we need to do to be competitive, and we need to have hundreds and hundreds of weak Troll's Blood potions on us at all times, we will. If we had to sit in Gnomeregan for 8 hours a day farming manual crowd pummelers, we will. So we will almost feel forced to do this. And I know people are going to be like, well, you're not forced to do anything, it's just a game, do what you want. But if you want to be competitive, you're going to do whatever you can to be competitive. And unfortunately, this is a way to be competitive. I'll just quickly show you the post and just talk you through the highlights of it, and then we'll get in game and I'll show you what I've done macro-wise and how it actually works. So like I said, I'm not going to talk you through the whole thing because it's absolutely massive, but basically, you know, it talks you through how the regen actually works, you know, how it's worked throughout the expansion. So it's a really good read anyway, and obviously it's then how it changed throughout the patches. So importantly for Druid, shapeshifting was treated as a spell that triggered an energy/mana tick reset. So energy tick started to completely reset after shifting into cat form as of 2.2. It's this bit, this change, which has obviously had the heavy impact on how ferals actually work in TBC, because you can't get 2 shreds in sort of a single tick window. So obviously we're already having to use a level 40 head, which we know and everyone complains about as well. I see it in YouTube comments all the time, like, oh, just remove the wolf's head helm, blah blah blah. But actually, with the way energy is at the moment, this is even more valuable than it was before, believe it or not. And obviously we have to use fewer ore, but this is sort of how through the patches, how each sort of rotation worked, or how each cycle worked. So definitely worth having a look at. But how it's going to work with, if we just scroll down to now with the Troll's Blood, this is now the important part. So the Troll's Blood rotation will look like power shift and use a Troll's Blood potion, cancel it after 0.4 seconds, so you get an energy refund and a tick reset. So now you end up on 64 energy. Now you've got enough to do a shred, then wait for a tick, and then shred again, and then rinse and repeat. So you're talking like less than every 5 seconds you're having to use a Troll's Blood potion. So you can imagine exactly how many you're going to have. So when I was sort of trolling at the start of the video, you understand why now. I was being actually actually deadly serious, even though I was doing it in a very sarcastic manner. But let's jump into game anyway, and we'll have a look at like how this actually affects, well, possibly you if you're a feral druid, or how it's going to affect me. And as I say, I've made a couple of simple macros just to manage the pop-in of the elixir and the removing of it afterwards. So let's jump in and have a look. So all I was doing was literally running around in Burning Steppes, just killing some ogres, but the main thing we're focusing on here is my energy bar, and you know how when I power shift it puts the potion on at the top right, which I'll zoom in and show you. So I'll shift now, get 60 energy, it puts it on, I then shred, so my shred removes it and you see me instantly gain 15 energy. I probably left it a little bit late there because we only want to do it after about 0.4 seconds obviously, but while I'm just running around, this is purely just so you can sort of see exactly what's happening when I'm doing it. So again, let me just find something else to kill. So I'll slow this one down. So you see me power shift, I get 60 energy, and then you'll see at the top, in my power shift, it puts on the Troll's Blood Potion. I then press shred half a second after, and then that removed the regeneration buff of the elixir at the top's now gone, and you see it's put me up to 75 energy. So now I can do a shred, which will cost 42, and that will take me down to 33, and then the next energy tick, even if it was a 19, it wouldn't matter. I'll still have enough to actually then be able to shred again, whilst only waiting for one energy tick. So like I say, it took me down to 33. Now, obviously, if I could actually stand behind the target, obviously we'd wait for the next energy tick, which is now. I could then shred again, and then I would power shift. Ready to then be able to get 2 shreds off in that one cycle. So it literally looks like using the 2 macros. So all I've done is in one macro, so in the shapeshift macro, I've put use weak Troll's Blood Potion, and in the shred macro, I've got a cancel aura as the first thing, cancel aura regeneration, so it removes it. So it hasn't actually added any more keybinds or anything like that, because I power shift, it puts it on, I remove it, it gives me the bonus energy, I then shred, wait for a tick, shred, power shift, it puts it back on. So it's literally, it's that easy. So I mean, like you can see, it's not ideal, but actually building it into the macros, other than the fact that your bags are going to be filled with these potions, you don't really notice that much of a difference. I mean, I'm not doing anything else manually. You know, it's built into my shred. So I shred, it I press shred, it removes it. I shred, get to about 75 energy or something like that, rather than the 60 I would have had. I can now shred, wait for a tick, shred again. Job's a good one. I mean, you could manage that removing it, you know, just having a separate button that removes it, but might as well build it into shred. And the same way you build in the using the elixir into your power shift. So actually, it's kind of fire and forget, but it's still not the point, don't get me wrong. It's a workaround, it's one that we don't want to use, but if we're forced to, we will, because ultimately, actually getting that extra bit of energy is massive. Pray for the kitties. Let's hope that this at least now gets Blizzard to address what's going on in the world with Feral. But, you know, ultimately, it's not great, but it's not the end of the world either. You know what I'm like, it's water off a duck's back. You know, if this is what we have to do, it's what I'll do. But ultimately, this could put Feral in the limelight enough now to actually get him just to fix the energy and not make us find these stupid workarounds. But anyway, if you like the video, make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Oh, and don't forget to obviously come check me out over on twitch.tv/Scottejaye87. Cheers!